Baking soda has been quietly sitting in your kitchen cabinet doing basically nothing. And that is honestly a crime. Because what I'm about to share with you are 43 genuinely clever hacks that Chinese households have been using for generations, plus some that will just straight up make your life so much easier. Let's get into the countdown right now. Number 43. Clean your rice cooker. Insert without scratching it. Make a paste with 2 tablespoons of baking soda and a little water. Apply it to the inside of the pot. Let it sit for 10 minutes, then wipe with a soft cloth. The mild abrasive particles in baking soda lift cooked-on starch without scratching the non-stick coating that Chinese households rely on daily. Number 42. Deodorize your wok after cooking fish. Chinese cooking involves a lot of strong aromatics, and fish smell can linger in a seasoned wok for days. Sprinkle a generous amount of baking soda into your slightly warm wok. Let it absorb odors for 15 minutes, then rinse it out. Baking soda is alkaline, and it neutralizes the acidic compounds that create that lingering fishy smell. Number 41. Tenderize meat the Chinese way. This is one of the most popular techniques in Chinese home cooking and restaurant kitchens alike. Take thinly sliced beef, pork, or chicken. Sprinkle a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda per pound of meat. Mix it well and let it sit in the refrigerator for 30 minutes before cooking. Then rinse thoroughly before adding to your dish. The alkaline environment raises the pH of the meat surface, which prevents proteins from tightening up during cooking, giving you that silky, velvety texture you find in Chinese stir-fry dishes. Number 40. Make your stir-fry vegetables stay brighter green. Add just a tiny pinch of baking soda to your blanching water before you cook broccoli, green beans, or bok choy. We are talking literally a 1/4 teaspoon in a full pot of water. The slightly alkaline water preserves the chlorophyll molecules in vegetables, keeping them vivid green rather than that dull olive color they turn when overcooked. Number 39. Remove pesticide residue from produce more effectively. Fill your sink with cold water, add 2 tablespoons of baking soda, and soak your fruits and vegetables for 12 to 15 minutes. Then rinse well. Studies have shown that a baking soda solution is significantly more effective at removing certain pesticide residues from the surface of produce than plain water alone, which is why many Chinese families use this method routinely. Number 38. Fluff up your scrambled eggs. Add just a small pinch of baking soda to your eggs before whisking. The chemical reaction creates tiny carbon dioxide bubbles as the eggs hit the hot pan, making them lighter and fluffier than you have ever experienced. Chinese breakfast egg dishes often incorporate this trick for a more delicate texture. Number 37. Clean your cutting board and eliminate deep odors. After chopping garlic, ginger, fish, or anything with a powerful smell, sprinkle baking soda liberally over your wooden or plastic cutting board. Rub it in with a damp cloth in circular motions. Let it sit for 5 minutes, then rinse completely. The baking soda physically scrubs surface bacteria while the alkalinity breaks down odor-causing compounds. Number 36. Make your noodles chewier and more elastic. When boiling fresh or dried noodles, add 1 teaspoon of baking soda to the cooking water per large pot. This mimics the alkaline water traditionally used in Chinese cooking to make noodles like ramen, and certain hand-pulled varieties achieve that characteristic chewy bounce. The alkaline environment strengthens gluten bonds in the noodle dough, creating more elasticity and a slightly yellow tint, similar to what you see in authentic Chinese noodle shops. Number 35. Unclog your kitchen drain naturally. Pour half a cup of baking soda down your drain. Follow it with half a cup of white vinegar. Cover the drain for 10 minutes while it fizzes, then flush with boiling water. Chinese households often use this weekly to prevent the grease buildup from cooking oils that accumulates far faster when you are cooking high-heat stir-fry dishes regularly. Number 34. Get rid of tea stains inside your thermos or mug. Chinese people drink enormous amounts of tea, and the tannin buildup inside thermoses and mugs can become really stubborn. Fill the vessel with hot water, drop in 2 tablespoons of baking soda, shake or stir it around, let it sit for 20 minutes, then scrub with a bottle brush. The baking soda breaks apart the tannin deposits that acidic teas leave behind. Number 33. Freshen up your refrigerator where you store fermented foods. Chinese refrigerators often contain fermented tofu, pickled vegetables, and preserved items that create strong odors. Place an open box or small bowl of baking soda on a shelf and replace it every 30 days. Baking soda absorbs and neutralizes those volatile organic compounds that cause fridge odors rather than just masking them the way scented products do. Number 32. Polish your stainless steel cookware. Make a thin paste of baking soda and water. Apply it to your stainless steel pan or pot with a soft cloth. Rub in the direction of the grain of the steel, then rinse and dry immediately. This removes the discoloration and minor surface marks that come from high-heat cooking without leaving scratches or chemical residue. Number 31. Neutralize the bitterness in bitter melon. Chinese bitter melon is incredibly healthy, but its intense bitterness puts many people off. Slice your bitter melon, sprinkle baking soda over the slices, toss them gently, and let them sit for 10 minutes. Then rinse them very thoroughly with cold water before cooking. The alkaline baking soda reacts with the bitter compounds called momorticin, reducing their intensity significantly. Number 30. Clean and deodorize your kitchen sponges. Soak your kitchen sponges in a bowl of warm water with 2 tablespoons of baking soda for an hour, then rinse them out. This is a common Chinese household maintenance habit because kitchen sponges in homes that cook with strong-smelling ingredients need more frequent refreshing than just rinsing with water alone. Number 29. Remove tough stains from your enamel or ceramic cookware. Make a baking soda paste, apply it to the stained area, and let it sit for 20 to 30 minutes before scrubbing with a non-scratch pad. Chinese clay pots and enamel-coated vessels used for braising can develop significant discoloration over time, and this method restores them without damaging the surface. Number 28. Reduce the smell of durian while cooking with it. If you are adventurous enough to cook with durian, the smell can take over your entire home. Boil a small pot of water with 3 tablespoons of baking soda and let it simmer on your stove while you are preparing durian-based desserts. The baking soda particles released into the air help neutralize some of the sulfuric compounds that give durian its overwhelming aroma. Number 27. Make your homemade dumplings lighter. When making the dough for pan-fried dumplings or bao buns, add a very small amount of baking soda, roughly 1/8 of a teaspoon per 2 cups of flour, to the dough. This creates a slightly more tender and airy texture in the wrapper rather than a dense or chewy one, which is particularly desirable in steamed bao preparations. Number 26. Extend the life of fresh herbs and green onions. Rinse your cilantro, green onions, or other fresh herbs in a light baking soda solution, 1 teaspoon in a bowl of water, before storing them in the refrigerator. This slightly alkaline rinse slows the bacterial decay process on the surface of the herbs, keeping them fresh and crisp for longer. Chinese cooking relies heavily on fresh aromatics, so this extends your grocery run. Number 25. Clean your gas stove burners and grates thoroughly. Remove your burner grates and soak them in a solution of hot water and a 1/4 cup of baking soda for 30 minutes. For the burners themselves, make a thick paste, apply it, and let it sit for 20 minutes before scrubbing with an old toothbrush. High-heat Chinese cooking creates significant grease buildup and carbon deposits on burners that this method handles without harsh chemicals. Number 24. Make crispy fried chicken or pork belly skin. Mix 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda into your dry rub or salt mixture and coat the skin of your chicken or pork belly. Let it sit uncovered in the refrigerator overnight. The baking soda raises the pH of the skin surface, which accelerates the Maillard reaction during frying and also draws moisture to the surface so it evaporates faster, creating incredibly shatter-crisp skin. This is actually a professional technique used in Chinese roast kitchens. Number 23. Neutralize entrails in your kitchen. Sprinkle a thin line of baking soda along the pathways where ants travel, especially near your pantry where rice, sugar, and dried goods are stored. While baking soda is not immediately lethal to ants, it disrupts their chemical scent trails and deters them from following established routes into your food storage areas. Number 22. Soften dried beans and legumes faster. When soaking dried beans, mung beans, or black-eyed peas overnight, add a teaspoon of baking soda to the soaking water. The alkaline water softens the outer skin of the legume more efficiently, reducing actual cooking time by up to 25%. Chinese soups frequently involve long-simmered beans, and this shortcut makes weeknight cooking much more practical. Number 21. Remove the strong smell from lamb or mutton. Chinese hot pot and braised lamb dishes are delicious, but the gamey odor of mutton can be intense. Soak your lamb pieces in cold water with 1 tablespoon of baking soda for 30 minutes, then rinse thoroughly and pat dry before cooking. The baking soda neutralizes some of the volatile fatty acids responsible for that distinctive gamey aroma. Number 20. Clean your bamboo steamer baskets. Chinese households use bamboo steamers constantly, and they absorb oils and food residue over time. Fill a basin with warm water and 2 tablespoons of baking soda. Fully submerge your bamboo steamer and soak for 15 minutes. Then, scrub gently with a soft brush and air dry completely before storing. Never use dish soap on bamboo steamers as it can absorb into the wood and affect food flavor. Number 19. Whiten and clean your grout between kitchen tiles. Make a thick paste of baking soda and water. Apply it to the grout lines with an old toothbrush. Scrub vigorously in circular motions, then wipe away with a damp cloth. Chinese kitchens with tile backsplashes behind the stove accumulate grease and yellow discoloration quickly, and this method cleans effectively without bleach. Number 18. Reduce acidity in your tomato-based dishes. If your tomato or vinegar-based Chinese dishes taste too sharp or acidic, add a very small pinch of baking soda. We are talking literally 1/16 of a teaspoon at a time, and stir it in. The baking soda reacts with the acid and neutralizes some of it, balancing the flavor. Add too much and you will get a soapy taste, so go slowly and taste as you go. Number 17. Freshen your kitchen trash can. Sprinkle a generous layer of baking soda directly into the bottom of your trash can before putting in a new bag. Chinese household trash from food prep can be particularly odorous when it contains seafood scraps, vegetable trimmings, and spice remnants. The baking soda in the bottom of the bin continuously absorbs moisture and neutralizes odors throughout the week. Number 16. Clean and deodorize your dishwasher. Run an empty dishwasher cycle with a cup of baking soda sprinkled across the bottom. This cleans the interior walls, dissolves mineral deposits from hard water, and eliminates any odors from previous loads. For Chinese households that wash heavily used woks, steamers, and broth pots, this monthly maintenance keeps the dishwasher functioning and smelling clean. Number 15. Make perfect steamed eggs with a silky texture. Chinese steamed eggs called zhengdan rely on getting exactly the right consistency. Add a very small pinch of baking soda to your egg and water mixture before steaming. This helps the protein structure set more evenly and creates an exceptionally smooth, custard-like texture that is traditionally prized in Chinese cuisine. The alkalinity gently affects the way egg proteins bond during steaming. Number 14. Remove stubborn wok residue after high-heat cooking. If your wok has food carbonized onto its surface after intense cooking, add water and 2 tablespoons of baking soda to the wok. Bring it to a boil on the stove for 5 minutes, then let it cool and scrub. The combination of heat and alkalinity loosens even the most stubborn burnt-on residue without destroying the wok's seasoning the way harsh scrubbing would. Number 13. Keep your kitchen drains smelling fresh when cooking seafood. After preparing shrimp, crab, or any shellfish, pour a cup of warm water mixed with 2 tablespoons of baking soda down your drain. Follow with plain hot water. Chinese seafood dishes are a staple, and the smell from shells and offcuts going down the drain can create a persistent odor that this simple flush prevents. Number 12. Make your homemade rice vinegar cleaner. If you make homemade rice wine or vinegar, adding a tiny pinch of baking soda to help adjust the final pH can mellow an overly sharp batch. Just a pinch, stir well, and taste carefully. This is used sparingly in traditional Chinese food preservation practices to balance fermented products that have gone too acidic. Number 11. Whiten yellowed garlic or taro before cooking. Taro root and certain root vegetables can oxidize and discolor after cutting. Toss the cut pieces in cold water with a teaspoon of baking soda to prevent further browning and actually lighten the discoloration that has already occurred. This keeps your taro dishes and presentations looking clean and appetizing. Number 10. Create a natural, gentle scrub for hands after cooking with strong ingredients. After handling fish, garlic, ginger, or chili peppers, rub wet hands with a mixture of baking soda and a few drops of dish soap. This removes both the surface residue and the embedded odor compounds from your skin without the harshness of heavy chemical soaps. Chinese cooks who spend hours in the kitchen use this as a daily hand care habit. Number 9. Revive stale rice by steaming it over baking soda water. If your leftover rice has dried out and smells slightly off, place it in your steamer basket over boiling water that has a tablespoon of baking soda dissolved in it. Steam for 8 minutes. The steam gently rehydrates the rice, while the baking soda in the water neutralizes any sour or stale odors that have developed. Number 8. Clean your microwave in under 3 minutes. Place a microwave-safe bowl filled with water and 2 tablespoons of baking soda inside. Heat on high for 3 minutes, then let the steam sit inside for another 2 minutes before opening. Wipe down the interior with a cloth. The steam loosens all the dried food splatters, and the baking soda neutralizes the smell of months of reheated food. Chinese people use microwaves extensively for reheating soups and rice dishes, so this is particularly useful. Number 7. Eliminate odors from plastic food storage containers. Chinese households store fermented, pickled, and strongly seasoned foods in plastic containers that absorb odors permanently over time. Fill the container with warm water and 2 tablespoons of baking soda. Seal it, shake vigorously, and let it sit overnight. The extended contact time allows the baking soda to penetrate deeper into the plastic surface and neutralize those embedded odor compounds. Number 6. Make your homemade tofu silkier when pressing. When making homemade tofu, add a tiny pinch of baking soda to your soy milk before adding the coagulant. This slightly alkaline environment produces a silkier, more tender texture in the final tofu rather than a coarser, grainy one. Chinese home cooks who make tofu from scratch use this to achieve that premium silken quality. Number 5. Remove fish scales more easily. Sprinkle baking soda generously over a whole fresh fish and rub it in with your hands before descaling. The baking soda makes the scales easier to grip and reduces slipping, while also beginning to reduce the fishy odor on your hands and work surface before you even start cooking. Chinese markets sell whole fish constantly, and descaling at home is a regular task. Number 4. Clean your tea kettle from mineral buildup. Fill your electric or stovetop kettle halfway with water. Add 2 tablespoons of baking soda. Bring it to a boil. Let it sit for 20 minutes, then pour it out and rinse several times with fresh water. The alkaline baking soda dissolves the calcium and magnesium mineral deposits called lime scale that accumulate rapidly in kettles used multiple times daily for Chinese tea rituals. Number 3. Reduce bitterness in strong Chinese medicinal herbal broths. Certain traditional Chinese herbal soups contain ingredients that can be intensely bitter or sharp. Adding a small pinch of baking soda to the broth toward the end of cooking can soften the overall edge of the bitterness without altering the medicinal properties significantly. Always taste carefully and use sparingly because the effect is quite powerful. Number 2. Make your deep-fried foods dramatically crispier and keep them crispy longer. Mix baking soda into your batter at a ratio of half a teaspoon per cup of flour. When the baking soda hits the hot oil, it releases carbon dioxide bubbles that expand within the batter, creating a lighter and crunchier coating. This is the professional technique behind the extraordinary crunch of many Chinese restaurant fried dishes, from salt and pepper shrimp to crispy tofu. The higher pH also accelerates browning for a more golden color. And number 1, the absolute best hack of them all. Use baking soda to restore a neglected and rusted cast iron or carbon steel wok back to full cooking condition. Make a thick paste of baking soda and water, coat the entire surface of the rusted wok, and scrub with a stiff brush or steel wool. The baking soda acts as a gentle abrasive that lifts rust without deeply scratching the metal the way pure steel wool alone would. Rinse completely. Dry immediately over your stove burner to evaporate all moisture, then season the wok by rubbing a thin layer of cooking oil over the entire surface and heating it until it just begins to smoke. Repeat the oiling and heating process 3 times. The result is a fully restored, perfectly seasoned wok ready for decades more of cooking. Chinese households have passed down carbon steel woks through generations, and this restoration method ensures that treasured cookware never gets thrown away unnecessarily. There you go, 43 clever baking soda hacks that Chinese households have perfected over time and that will absolutely transform your kitchen life. That box sitting in your cabinet just became the most powerful tool in your home. Try even 5 of these this week, and I guarantee you will be amazed. Drop a comment telling me which one surprised you most, and make sure you subscribe, because next week we are going even deeper on kitchen science that actually makes a difference.